like that. That looks so good. If you're looking for a super scale mini Cooler, then you really can't go wrong with the FCX24M from FMS. It comes in 4 different styles. You've got a Discovery 1, you've got a classic Range Rover, you've got a D90 Defender, and you've got the D110 Defender, which is what we're going to be checking out today. So it's a fully licensed 1/24th scale hardbody. You've got fantastic scale details on it. You've got your Camel trophy stickers. You've got your really nice winch bumper. You've got your roof rack on there as well, which looks really cool. You've got a spare wheel and a ladder on the back as well. So the body is hinged on the rear and Velcro on the front. It's really strong Velcro, so you just basically just pull up on the body. And then underneath you've got all your electrics. So you've got an all-in-one ESC and receiver. You've got a little 050 size motor, but this thing's got loads of punch in it. It's still got a 2-speed gearbox, just like the FCX24, its bigger brother. You've got your switching servo there, and then you've got your battery tray in the back here as well, which the battery tray is actually a decent size. It comes with a little 380 milliamp hour 2S LiPo battery. However, the battery tray is also big enough to fit in the 900 milliamp hour battery that comes with the FCX18, which is the 1/18th scale from FMS. So if I just pop it in and then pull the strap down, you can see that the battery fits in there. And if we just tuck the wires out the way, you know, the body fits on it nicely, so, you know, no issues. So you could get, you know, ridiculous amount of runtime with a 900 milliamp hour battery on something this small. So it's worth noting. You could obviously order an extra one from FMS if you wanted to. So chassis wise, you've got an axle mounted steering servo. You've actually got straight axles. So again, unlike the FCX24, which came before it, which had portal axles, this one is just straight axles. You've got plastic axles, you've got plastic forelinks on the front and the rear, and you've got plastic drive shafts. However, these ones do come with metal gears throughout the entire drivetrain, which is really, really good. It's actually a metal chassis as well. Depending on which model you go for, they come with different accessories. So on the D110, you get the spare wheel included. On something like the classic Range Rover, you get the sand ladders included, but you don't get a spare wheel on the back. And for something like the Discovery 1, you get the sand ladders on the back, but you also get a spare wheel included there as well. The Discovery actually has the most kind of accessories on the roof rack as well, which is really, really cool. So they actually come in 2 different wheelbases. So the D110, the classic Range Rover, and the Discovery 1 all have 134mm wheelbase, whereas the little D90 just has 111mm wheelbase. So you can see it's a much shorter wheelbase on the D90. So the actual rig itself comes 99% ready to run, so you just literally need to supply 4 AAA batteries for your transmitter. Your transmitter is your usual kind of FMS transmitter that comes on the FCX24s and so on. You know, really good transmitter, really nice and easy to use in the hand. You've got your channel 3 there for your 2-speed switching. You can set all your trim and everything like that on here as well, and you can also use your bind button to turn the lights on, because it does also have headlights. You also get a little bag of goodies, which is your 2-amp USB charger and your wheel wrench tool. And then you also get your instruction manual, and actually included with that, get some really cool stickers. I'm a massive fan of stickers. Obviously, it's got Camel trophy stickers and stuff already on it, but you've got loads of different country flags. You've got little Discovery Channel stickers on there and everything as well. So yeah, really cool. You get the same sticker sheet with each model, so there's no difference there. Now, I've already ran this, and I've ran all of the others as well. The slow speed control on the FMS rigs is always really, really nice. And one of the things I really like about this one, and you'll see when we get to the running footage, is that with these new little 050 motors, the noise from them is much reduced over what you have in like the FCX24s and the FCX18s with like the 150 or 130 size motors, I think it is. So yeah, these things are really, really nice and quiet, which is really, really nice, because when you're driving in first gear, the others can tend to be quite whiny. You know, no issues with the stock electronics. They're really nice and smooth. I really enjoy using them. In my opinion, the FMS rigs come with some of the best brushed electronics you can get in a Mini Corner. The only issue that I have with the FCX24M, the same as the FCX18 models, is the power switch. So let me just grab a different rig and I'll just show you what I mean. So the power switch is just here, but it's not got a waterproof cover on it, and it's not waterproof. So the thing you will find is if you run these in the water, everything else is fine in my experience. The issue is the power switch. You can see we still got the power switch on this one, but you can see on the D110 I've actually removed it, and that's because after I've ran this in the water the power switch stopped working. So you can see basically all I've done is I've just cut the cable and I've just deleted the power switch basically, because this is the problem. You know, if you do get one of these rigs or you got an FCX18, you run it through water and then it doesn't work anymore and you can't turn it on, you know, you're pressing the power switch until you're blue in the face and nothing happens. You'll know when it's a bit dodgy because it gets really sticky and just doesn't want to go in and out. Just literally just cut it off, join the wires together, and then problem solved. And then if we connect the battery, I'll show you. We turn our transmitter on, and if we get our little 2S battery that's included, we'll chuck it in. It's actually a really nice battery strap on there as well. And then basically as soon as we plug it in, it's just going to power on. You can see the red lights on the ESC. And then now we got steering. We just tuck this out the way and just pop the body down. And then we've got drive as well. That is my only complaint with the FCX24M, and like I said with the FCX18, is that power switch. I'm hoping they're going to change it and go back to the waterproof powered switches which they have on the FCX24, because they are so much better, and then I don't get any issues running these rigs in mud and water. Literally fully submerge them and they still work. These things take it like a champ. It's just that power switch is going to be a problem. So that would be my one bit of advice, was ditch the power switch, to be honest. Now obviously when you delete that power cable, you know, I would suggest wrapping it in something waterproof, do some shrink wrap or something like that. Obviously I've just left it exposed just so I can show you it today, so you can see how easy it is. Now in terms of your lights, just press the bind button on your controller and that'll turn your lights on. It's only got headlights. There's no lights on the rear, although you will be glad to hear there's no indicators either. In terms of size comparison, there's an FCX24 K5 Blazer, and there's your Defender 110. You can see the K5 is much bigger than the Defender. So the FCX24Ms are more like a true 24th scale. These are meant to be 24th scale, but to be honest, they're more like 18th scale. Okay, the D110 is out on the trail. Let's try our trail speed first of all in first gear, then we'll try it in second gear. So you can see it is very slow in first gear, so let's whack it in second. We got plenty of wheel speed in second. Okay, let's try the old route test, see if the D110 can get over here. So I think so far they've all struggled on this first route. So it'll be interesting to see if the D110 can get out. That's close. Let's try that again, because that was doing really, really well. If we can get the right angle, we might be able to get over there. Yes! Oh, I think that's the first one to get over. I think even the Range Rover got over there. Let's try the second route. This is going to really surprise me, I think. Go on, if you can get over the second route, then you're laughing. Oh, come on. Train agrees. Oh. Yes, 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 yes. The Range Rover did very similar. The D90 couldn't get up at all. Oh, it's that right angle, isn't it? If we can just get the right angle, maybe we can get it. Go on. Ah. Oh, good effort though, to be fair, but yeah, still obviously quite top heavy. Not as top and rear heavy as the D90 I would say though. This one obviously the longer wheelbase is a bit more stable. If you're a Defender fan, to me, like suspension movement and everything looks much nicer on the D110. Plus I think it looks a bit more scale as well, because even though the wheels are still quite big, the body's a bit longer, so it kind of hides it a little bit. Whereas I think the D90 just looks a bit silly. You know, that short wheelbase, and yeah, this one looks so much nicer. And I really like the fact that this one looks like you can see the suspension working so much more, which is really, really nice. Okay, let's try this little hill climb. The Range Rover absolutely bossed this. The Disco struggled a little bit. The D90 really struggled up here. So let's just see if we can get some bites. Yeah, the stock tyres aren't bad, but they're not amazing. You can see once you start to get a bit of lift, obviously it's taken the weight off them. They struggle for grip a bit then. I'll have to give this a bit of wheel speed. Come on. Man, we are really struggling there. Yay, we did it. But yeah, the D90 pretty much was lifting a wheel and tipping over there, so the D110 is definitely the more stable defender if you're looking for a defender. Let's try the little loose dirt hill climb. They've all got decent drag brakes, so you know, you've got a really nice bit of like hill hold there, you know. Let's see what this is like. They all kind of struggled up here a little bit. Doesn't seem much, but it's just a good little test. It's a slight incline and just the test of that tyre grip. You have to give it some wheel speed. There we go. Lifted a wheel a little bit, but not much. Definitely, again, better than the D90, but so far the Range Rover is just walking all over them all, in my opinion. But this, I'd say, is probably more stable than the Discovery. Now, I can never remember if it's IPX4 or PPX4, but I believe that just means more splash-proof. So not necessarily waterproof, but they just look so good going through the water, I've just got to do it. Does look really cool running through the water. I love that suspension movement. Again, like I said, you can definitely see that suspension working more on the D110 than you can on the D90. But it does look really good. Not so many midges today as well, if you've seen my other videos. Yeah, this one was more like what I expect them to be like, you know, a bit of extra ground clearance that the Discovery and the Range Rover don't have. But, you know, still being pretty decent on the trail and on the rocks. Well, everywhere in general, I suppose. Yeah, I like that. That looks so good. So I'm really interested to see how this D110 does on the rock crawler course, because the D90 just really struggled. The Discovery struggled as well. The Range Rover was the best performing. Oh, this one's still obviously quite top heavy. Okay, let's try it again with a bit of wheel speed. I reckon it will get up there. Yeah, oh, a bit of lift then on the front, but it did make it. The D90 couldn't make it with the wheel speed, so this is definitely doing better than the D90 so far. Oh, didn't tip over. I did tip over the Discovery and I think the Range Rover there. Oh, pushing over a bit there. You can see the steering servo struggling a little bit with these bigger wheels. I think I didn't notice that on the Range Rover the Discovery, I don't think. Ah, maybe I stuffed up the line then, but yeah, it's definitely top heavy. Okay, let's go straight for the gatekeeper. So far the only one that's done the gatekeeper is the Range Rover. Oh, I thought it was going to do it then. Oh, it thought about it. That almost got further than the Discovery, I think. Oh, a bit of low down weight on the front and that would do that. Or if you took the spare wheel off the back, it would probably be able to do it. But yeah, you can see it's definitely, again, top heavy, rear top heavy, so, you know, it is struggling. Okay, let's see if it can get up here. The Range Rover, I can't remember if it got all the way up or if we had to hop it. Or if we had to skip it, sorry. Oh, if there wasn't the ridge there, that would do it. I did well to get the first bit though. Let's just jump it over and see if it can carry on. Okay, so give me a really good test now of, you know, if it's going to tip over so much or if it has got a bit more stability. Oh. Let's try come over here a little bit. Yeah, no, that'll be a no. Okay, let's just try come around here instead. So far the Range Rover is definitely the best performing. not sure this will get around here either. I think the Discovery couldn't make it around here. The Range Rover did, the D90 didn't. The Discovery was the first one I did, so I got memory like a goldfish. I can't quite remember, but let me know in the comments if it did make it over. Save me having to rewatch my own video. Oh, I was thinking about it. That's doing better than the D90. Yes, go on. Oh, if we can not tip that. Oh, this is a test of my slow speed control now, isn't it? Well, we did make it around. I think it's going to struggle to get at these bits though, to be honest, but stuck on the axle. See if we can get a tyre up there. I think we're going to tip again, to be fair, but oh, go on. Oh. No, down it goes again. Well, the D110 definitely did way better than the D90. I appreciate they're not rock crawlers, you know, they are scale trail rigs, but, you know, just to test it, just so you guys can see, you know, how they do perform, so you've got an idea of what it's like for stability and, you know, low down weight and how top heavy it is, etc, etc. So yeah, I think it's still a good test to do. I've already ran it on the trail, and it did pretty well on the trail, to be fair. I think it potentially did better than the Discovery, but again, not as good as the Range Rover. But I mean, I would say personally, if you were going to choose either of the Defenders, I would probably take the D110. I think with that longer wheelbase, it definitely performs a bit better. It's a bit more stable. Plus, I think it looks a bit more scale. You know, I'm still not massively fussed on those wheels and tyres. I think they are a bit big. But I think with it being the longer wheelbase and the D110 body, it gets away with it a little bit more than the D90 does. The D90 reminds me of like a funny car, you know, it doesn't look to scale at all, whereas yeah, this one at least looks a bit more scale. I think these rigs have got huge potential, you know, with some upgrades, and like you can get like the Batrazzi wheels from Fair RC, you know, aluminium wheels to add a bit more weight, you know, things like that. And I'm sure like Enduro and people like that are going to come out with upgrades before you know it. So I think with a few little mods on this, and then obviously a bit of weathering, some scale accessories in that roof rack, it's just going to look awesome. And then obviously they're going to perform so much better with some mods as well. But yeah, let me know what you think of it in the comments. Let me know which one you prefer the most. Are you a Defender man? Do you like the D90, the D110, your Disco, or, you know, do you like the Range Rover? For me, it's still the Range Rover being the best performing, but I like the look of the Discovery the most, to be honest. Anyway, give us a like if you enjoyed the video. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.